Humanitarian broadcaster.
Welcome back to the show, and it's been a really interesting conversation with with the gentleman Reggie, and I think you should follow him and get involved in creating positivity within the young people because that's where it starts. But talking about creating positivity, we have a phenomenal woman, Harmony Moshite, who we're going to be speaking to, based with the company Basadi Ba Moshito. It's an NPO committed to providing support services to women across all ages, race, denominations, or backgrounds. And she is the spokesperson for the company, and she's going to be giving us a breakdown of what they're doing and getting us involved in, of course, trying to help uplift and empower. A very good day to you, and thank you so much for joining me on the show today.
Thank you so much for having me.
It's only a pleasure. Harmony, talk to us a little bit about yourself, and then, of course, we'll talk about Basadi Ba Moshito.
Okay, thank you. I'm Harmony Moshite. Originally, I am based in Centurion, and I have a career experience in retail and in sales and marketing. So my family and I founded the foundation in April of this year. It's about 8 years old. We were focusing on the needs of women in the area and in the Greater Pretoria area, women who needed access to information about the help that they needed, but they didn't know where to go. So we opened up as an information agency first to give women the access to this information and the help they need by partnering with other organizations. And that's how we started the foundation.
That's very interesting. Talk to us about what Basadi Ba Moshito means to you, how it was incepted. And of course, I can see it's giving back in many different ways as far as, skills development and many other things are concerned. Let's talk about the importance of it and what made you define the needs of Basadi Ba Moshito.
Okay, so Basadi Ba Moshite Foundation was started as a vision from our CEO and co-founder, Antoinette Maluleko, who is a survivor of gender-based violence. She was abused and left almost for dead when she was married many years ago. And survived and stand on her own 2 feet and raise her 2 kids. So she always had a vision to start an organization that would help women who have a similar history to hers. And that's why the foundation was started, to be the helping hand for women who need to pull up, to help them just find their feet and sustain themselves and survive. So within the foundation, we then established that we need to upskill women who are unemployed and come from these abusive backgrounds to help them sustain themselves. Because a lot of the reasons women stay in abusive households is because of the sustenance. The man or the abuser is the one providing for their needs because they don't have jobs or they don't have any income. So
I so agree with you. I agree with you, and I think that is very important. And this is the reason why I'm saying I really am so proud of the fact that you've defined those needs to be able to upskill them, because women, especially now with the 16 days of activism that took place, you can see from the types of GBV environments people are coming from. They're literally forced to stay in the environment and take that type of abuse due to the fact that they have nowhere to go and nothing to do, and they don't have a way to empower themselves. So this is, I think, what you're doing is empowering women and giving them a different perspective and should we say, a second chance at life.
Absolutely, yes. And that's exactly what we wanted to do when we started our skills development program. The program is designed to give them skills that are relevant. We have had a lot of skills development programs and initiatives over the years, and they've become somewhat obsolete. So we had to come up with ways to upskill them with skills that can actually be relevant with today's industry. So we do health and beauty, where they can do cosmetics, and start computer literacy, because so many women are still computer illiterate. They still don't know how to use the computer. And K-52, because how many women still don't drive, and so many jobs, to access those jobs, you need to be able to have a license. So it's been a phenomenal journey, very difficult for us because we're not funded by anybody. We have no resources. We've had to use resources of our own. So it's been very challenging to ensure that these workshops continue and these women graduate, which they graduated last week at the end of the whole month.
Wow.
It's a very rewarding one because we started, for example, the computer literacy workshop with only 2 laptops between 30 women.
Sure.
And for us, it's just important to get off the ground and to start. And it was a success with the very little that we had. So we hope that as we continue, we can start getting funding and we can get support from community members and business to try and just help us with the resources that we need to continue this program for other women as well into the new year.
I think this is impressive because, I mean, having to work with 2 laptops and 30 women is probably a very serious challenge because you have to give each one of them the same amount of time and, of course, education and allowing them to find the necessary skills. I think that's a phenomenal initiative created by your company and yourselves in order to be able to uplift people and empower them and change their lives for the better. And I'm sure it has been also very fulfilling to be able to look at the type of environments that they've come from and then see that, where they are now and how you've actually helped them change their lives for the better.
No, absolutely. I mean, we were just last week, like I said, they were graduating on Saturday and just handing over those certificates to them and just a look of accomplishment and the pride in their eyes as they received these certificates. I mean, it's a varsity accreditation, but to them it's everything because it represents a different represents an opportunity for them to better themselves and to give their families more than what they could 4 months ago. So it's been an extremely rewarding experience. And out of the 30 women that we had, about 7 of them have already received jobs. 5 of them are internships at local business. So it's made pilot. And of course, there's challenges and successes that we will learn from and better with the next group of ladies that we assist next year. But we're so proud of the ladies. They've really overcome some really difficult circumstances. Some of them didn't have transport money to come to the workshops on a daily basis. They take those challenges because of their drive and their desire to succeed and thrive above their circumstances. So
Harmony, besides, giving them, of course, that second chance at life and empowering them in many directions so that they can go out into the world and fend for themselves and create a better life for themselves, how would you help them from as we know, a person that is going through GBV, it's not one of the easiest things to be able to accept. So it's about empowering them in the sense of their mental health as well. How have you contributed towards that?
Yes, it's a very good question because it's a holistic healing, it's a holistic empowerment that we need to give, especially to the and what we've done is we've had volunteer workers, volunteer counselors come on board and partner with us. And on a weekly basis, the ladies would have, sessions with them, one-on-one sessions. Mental stability is also a priority. We have had spiritual counseling as well with our faith-based members and partners as well who have come on board to help them to touch base and check that they are managing mentally as well. Empowerment and a holistic healing process for them. So over the past 4 months, we've had on board, we've had counselors and therapists also look to them and see their well-being as well.
Wow. I think that's what really matters is being able to create that holistic environment for people to and I think that's what it's about. It's being creating that holistic version of things where a person is not just helped from an empowerment point of view, but it helps them kind of deal with the type of situations they were in and bettering their mental health actually gets them already into a positive mindset where they can think about what it is that they want to do with their lives going forward. And it's so nice to see this happening because in many instances you find these women are so downtrodden, that they just start, should we say, wilting away in some way?
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, it's very important because we can't empower somebody who is not able or ready to stand up on their feet. It's a waste of skills that you're giving them if they're not in a mental place to accept them, in a mental place to rise above it. So it's been that sort of challenge to try and balance that and ensure that they're ready. And we've performed a lot of capacity building exercises, because the last thing that you want to do also is offer skills, certain skills to somebody who's not passionate of that specific subject matter. So we've had to put this together and see, what are you good at, what do you like, what do you enjoy, so that whatever skills that you registered for or that we give you, you can actually go out there and do them, and it's not just something that you're just doing to pass the time. So it's been a mix of like their mental state, their emotional state, and their skill state. See what can we refine and help them build on before we send them out into the world.
I think that is something that creates a holistic being, and that's what it's about. Is being not just being able to take them out of that environment, but creating a different individual, and then that's what it's about. It's about bringing out the potentials in them, but also making them understand that what they've been through is something that they can get over and move forward from. And I think that's what's important. Harmony, are you still there? Hello?
Yes, I'm still here.
Okay. Yeah. So as I was saying, it's about taking them out of that environment and making them understand that there's so many different things that they can do with their lives. And of course, should we say, overcome those challenges and difficulties that they initially went through, because it's not something easy.
Yes, absolutely. We recently did an event to launch the 15 Days of Activism campaign with the ladies. And the narrative for us for that event was conquering, because we want to change mindset. You know, it's unfortunate that these women have had experiences with gender-based violence and they've had terrible situations, but we can no longer, get state of mind. We need to create a confidence.
Mm.
And that's exactly what we're trying to do today. So take your pain, take your history, take your experience, and make something beautiful out of it, and rise above it. And only you have the power to do that.
Mm. Mm. I think what your NPO is doing is absolutely phenomenal. Where do you see yourselves, heading to, especially with the GBV issue? What sort of stance are you taking as far as this is concerned, besides giving the women the support that they require?
Hmm. I think with GBV, we need to start looking at how to get victims and survivors empowered. The narrative of GBV over the years has been the same. It's about creating awareness, making people know what's happening. But not a lot of it has happened to prevent it. Not a lot of it has happened to ensure that women feel safer and more secure. So we sort of have to take this out in our own hands, saying that we are empowered. That we're no longer in position to be vulnerable. And for us, you know, get us independent and empowered enough to be able to sustain ourselves, so that we do not have to um, put up with abuse because of livelihood situations. But more importantly for me, it's about the organization. It's about ensuring that um, we pay it forward as women. Um, and when we've been empowered, it's our responsibility then to empower others, so that it's a cycle of giving back that doesn't stop. We continuously help another woman fill her up. Keep creating a sense of camaraderie, a sense of sisterhood, um, that ensures that as a human race, as women in totality, we rise up in different and what CBD has created um, for us. Hello?
These days, I'm more health conscious than ever. So tonight, it's stir fry for dinner, cooked in healthy Helios pure sunflower cooking oil. Mmm. Helios is pure sunflower goodness, packed with omega-6. That's good for your heart, and is approved as part of the Heart and Stroke Foundation eating plan. Dinner's ready! Helios, pure sunflower cooking oil. A healthy family is a happy one.
For a long time, we've lived in a centralized world. where institutions held the all-important data and confirmed all transactions. Those times are over. Welcome to Libertas Group, a blockchain development company boasting an ecosystem that continually redefines the way we do business. Our blockchain is decentralized, making it immune to hacking or alteration, putting the power back in your hands with no middleman so you can focus on the growth of your business. Libertas, the simplest investment choice you make.
Reliable access to clean water could save thousands of lives each day. With proper sanitation and easy access to fresh, clean water, communities can flourish. Our Thirst Relief Appeal provides clean water to communities in Asia, Africa, and the Middle East by building deep wells and providing sustainable water and hygiene solutions. A monthly donation of as little as 700 Rand could build a well for a community in need. That's only 23 Rand a day. Donate today. www.pennyappeal.org.za or call 031 11 00 573. Penny Appeal. Small change, big difference. Listen to something fresh. Listen to Salam Media, your humanitarian broadcaster.
Kids these days are smart, and when you're competing for their attention against their smartphones, you need to make smart choices, like using Sunfoil triple refined pure sunflower oil in every meal you make. It's naturally cholesterol-free and approved by the Heart and Stroke Foundation as part of a balanced eating plan. So whether you're cooking, frying, or baking, you get the great tasting results that'll get their attention faster than the latest app. And if that doesn't work, change the Wi-Fi password. Sunfoil. Now we're cooking.
Biscuit smells lovely.
Yeah, with Yakina, I managed to stop all the riba, Hajo. Ach, this insurance price is going up again.
Oh, we are not free of riba, Babu. You need to stop the insurance.
We have to have insurance, Hajo. You know how bad it is with all the crime and the accidents.
Have a little yakin now, Babu.
Yeah, man, I do have a little yakin. But I wish there was a way to leave all these riba insurance companies, man. There's so much riba.
Babu, I can't handle this. The stench. It stinks.
Is that my underarms?
No, the riba stinks. Please find a way to stop this riba insurance, Babu.
Leaving riba insurance is easier than you think. Call Amana IFS for all your personal and commercial takaful needs. 0861 786 393. Amana, leave a riba for good. Amana IFS is a registered financial services provider.
Africa. As the crisis in Palestine continues, the Africa Muslims Agency teams are on the ground facilitating emergency food and medical assistance to the affected families. Donate 15,000 Rand or any amount and help the people of Palestine. Call AMA now on 083-251-9376 or donate online at africamuslimsagency.co.za. Africa Muslims Agency, inspiring the spirit of giving.
Listen to something fresh. Listen to Salam Media, your humanitarian broadcaster.
Welcome back. And if you just joined us, you're listening to the Harmony Show with myself, Mr. Dangle. And we're in conversation with Harmony Moshite from Basadi Ba Moshito. It's an NPO committed to providing support for women that have come out of the GBV environment. Harmony, thank you for joining us again. As I was talking before we went into this break, we were speaking about this. I just want, we spoke about the sports structures and the type of empowerment that you've been creating from an NPO perspective. But what sort of stance do you think that everybody needs to take as far as GBV is concerned?
I think as much as awareness is important, and I think that's what the narrative has been over the past 50 years, or the 50 years of activism, we need to start pushing back in terms of being accountable as society, being accountable for the safety and the well-being of every member of society around us and across us. We have to, as women as well, be accountable for our own safety and our own development. and our own empowerment. I think it's important that we start looking within ourselves instead of outside of ourselves for our own sustenance and our own protection and our own self-development. And as a society, I think if we learn that we need to start being accountable for everything that happens before we can pass the buck, it might change the increase in the statistics. It might start to push back a lot more those people who are the perpetrators of such crimes.
Yeah, I agree with you. Do you think a government is doing enough as far as the GBV issue is concerned? I mean, we know time and again they bring it up as a pandemic and say that, people are facing very serious issues. And as you know, with the COVID-19, I think a lot more light has been shed on this and the situations have gone more dire. But don't you think we need more support from that aspect as well to be able to take this forward? And also maybe do some form of education, having awareness sessions to people, to men and women, because as you know, women are not the only ones that are facing GBV in some way. And educating people about the fact that this is not the way to go. Abuse is not something that is acceptable, irrespective of what type of abuse it really is.
Yeah, no, definitely, I agree 100% with you. I think with regards to government, the conviction rate needs to start increasing. I think it's very difficult for people to feel safe when the perpetrators are not being convicted. People get off cases are dropped, which is a lot. So government really needs to up the ante in terms of the convictions, because I feel like more and more of perpetrators of GBV feel that they can get away with it, and that's why it's not really reducing and people are not scared anymore. But with regards to education, I think it's so important because I think a lot of people are unaware that they're actually being abused. We need to start awareness campaigns of telling people what the different types of abuse there is. I think people tend to think that if he's not beating me up or if if it's not rape, then it's fine. It's okay. I'm not being abused. But abuse is very, very broad, and I think the awareness is to start there. We need to start educating people on all the different forms of abuse that exist, and make people aware that they need to report them. They need to speak up and not suffer in silence, so that these crimes can be, exposed, and more people can understand what's happening.
I so agree with you. Thank you so much for joining us and spending the time to educate us about what you do and the importance of it. And we really appreciate the fact that your NPO is going out there and making such major differences to people's lives. So thank you so much. And I hope we can tap into you real soon. And thank you for, to be fair, on behalf of everyone in South Africa, for giving those women those second chances and those support structures that they require.
Thank you so much for the opportunity, and I just like to say thank you for the time, and just appeal to members of the community to reach out to us on our Facebook page, and if they can help in any way to support our cause, we would really appreciate it. Like I said, we are not funded, so resources are limited, and I'd just like to ask everybody to chip in where they can and help us to achieve these goals and our objectives as an organization. Thank you so much.
Most definitely. Thank you so much. You have a lovely one, and take care. And thank you so much for enticing us and educating us with regard to this topic.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.
You too. Bye-bye. That's Harmony Moshite from Basadi Ba Moshito. Go and have a look at their pages and, of course, support them because they, in turn, supporting the women in our communities that are facing very serious GBV situations. We're going to go for a quick break. We'll be back with you in a second.
Kids these days are